What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one half of Dynamic Duo Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What's up, y'all? Hey, you didn't freeze this time.
I didn't buffer.
Not the first time you've buffered this week.
And we are recapping AEW's Forbidden Door. Overall, what did you think of this?
Absolute great show, but then again, AEW never disappoints in the pay-per-view department.
No, it doesn't.
They've always, and I've said this since their conception, their pay-per-views are always absolutely phenomenal. They're always entertaining. They're always fun. Sometimes it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot. But it's never a bad show when it comes to their pay-per-views. You know, guys like Sam Roberts, Bully Ray, they've all said the same thing. AEW does absolutely phenomenal when it comes to pay-per-views.
Yeah.
It's the weekly programming and the follow-ups that could maybe use just a little bit of work. Forbidden Door, 100% fantastic show. Would watch again. Can't wait till next year's already.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want to get us started, or do you want me to get us started?
So here's the issue with this. I need you to get us started and go back to back, because I missed the first match and I had technical difficulties with the second match.
You know what? I did it to you for Slammiversary. It's only fair that I do it here. We're going to talk triple threat tag team action to start us off. You have the Young Bucks, Unbound Company, which is represented by members of two different factions in Japan that kind of split up, one of them being Bullet Club, which is no longer a thing.
Yep.
And Sky Team, representing CMLL, who over the weekend going into Forbidden Door won the Ring of Honor tag team titles.
Really?
Off of Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos.
Okay.
Actually. So, Mystico...
I'm so lost. I thought Sammy Guevara was tag team champions with Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But then again, you'd have to tune into Ring of Honor to really figure it out.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, props to Mystico coming off of an injury and going into, with Forbidden Door, 8 straight days of wrestling.
Oh my goodness, really?
Came off of like a shoulder injury, I believe they said, and once he got cleared to wrestle, it was literally 8 days, including the Forbidden Door of pay-per-view of wrestling. He had the match on Collision the night before.
Okay.
So it's Forbidden Door, Collision the night before, Arena Mexico winning the tag titles, a match that Thursday, a match on Dynamite, a match that, like, literally... So, respect. Now, there's one thing I want to touch. I can't remember the guys in Unbound Company's name. But they pointed something out.
Yeah.
The guys in Unbound Company and the Young Bucks are very similar because of their time in Dragon Gate, because of their time in Japan, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They've battled before. They're familiar with each other. Sky Team kind of being the odd team out here, being a little newer to this relationship.
Okay. Yep.
Now, another thing that they pointed out is one of the guys in Unbound Co. I'm sorry, I cannot remember the names, and it's very frustrating.
It's hurting you.
But they pointed out all but one man had a very similar, very fast-paced style.
Yeah.
And Nigel McGuinness, I think, said it best, is one of these things just isn't like the other. He's he's more of the
one
technical...
of these things just doesn't belong here.
He belongs there. He just, again, very...
But that's the song.
But very different style of wrestling. He's more of the aggressor, more of the slow-paced, methodical...
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt you in ways that aren't catchy.
Yeah. Okay.
He can take to the air if he absolutely has to. But, again, this match was very fast-paced.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of fun to watch, but if you blinked, you missed something.
Yeah.
I struggled keeping up, and mind you, I watched this match like 3 times. Because I restarted the show a couple times. I'm not even going to lie to you.
No.
We've had so much going on, getting busy.
That's how I was
restarted and having to watch trying to attempt to watch with fresh eyes. I rewatched this same match like 3 times.
That's how I was with Slammiversary, but that's because if I had that thing paused for longer than a minute, it reset the entire pay-per-view.
Oh, jeez.
And I hated it.
Gotcha. Great match. Picking up the win was the Young Bucks. Mm-hmm. Great for them. I think this is a really good way to take a step up the ladder, the tag team ladder in the chase for AEW Tag Team Gold.
Okay.
I can also see Sky Team at some point making a case for this. I gave it a B+. It was a great way to start the show. Kind of already knew who was going to win. I don't think there was enough clash in style to really make the match stand out, though.
Okay.
Match number 2 was the match I was very excited about, the technical clinic that is Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. One of the things that they did touch on was Zack Sabre Jr. going into this match is 0-2 against Kenny Omega.
Okay.
Once in, I want to say they said it was like 2014 when they were coming up together, and then in the 2019 G1 Climax.
So are Kenny and Zack kind of around the same age, or is Zack much, much younger? Because you said coming up together, so I just was wondering if you might know.
I want to say they're closer in age to each other, but again, it's also one of those, I want to say, it was a very early match in their careers.
Okay.
Respectively. But no, going into this match, you got a lot of great chain wrestling, which is something you don't see get put to use much anymore. You saw what this match meant to each other, though, and you saw how well these men really knew each other. Again, counter after counter after counter after counter.
Yes.
It wasn't till the match spilled to the outside and Omega was able to utilize the announce table that somebody... Okay, yeah, so they're closer in age.
Omega's 42 and Sabre is 38. Okay.
So they're relatively close in age. What? You said?
I said thank you.
Oh, you look like you were ready to say something else. That's why I was like, what?
Very quietly.
Great. Once he was able to use the stomp from the outside with the top of the announce table, things kind of started picking up from here. But again, neither man still willing to give an inch, because no matter what Omega threw at Sabre, if he didn't have an answer for it, he definitely still wasn't going down. But then Sabre, once he was able to start picking up some momentum, again, Omega was like, you're not beating me. He had the answer, He had the answers. He was just taking whatever was coming to him and like, yo, you gotta give me more if you're gonna put me down.
Right.
So the fighting spirit in both of these men was absolutely insane. We're gonna, fast forward just a little bit in the match, because one of my moments was the mind games or the ring awareness of Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay.
So if you've watched Kenny Omega long enough at this point, you know he likes to use that middle rope for the V trigger.
Yes.
And in one of the moments that, Sabre's down on the mat, he's, struggling to climb back up, instead of using the ropes to help climb himself back up, he's kind of moves a little further from the ropes, and he kind of slowly works his way up on his own.
Yeah.
Therefore, eliminating
the V-trigger,
the V-trigger possibility. Smart ring awareness. That's a great way of, again, I know you
well enough.
We've done this dance before. I've studied you. I'm watching you. And Sabre's, I don't want to be used as a stepping stone mentality really showed out in this match. Unfortunately, his fighting spirit wasn't enough. Because as Omega was finally able to hit that V-trigger a handful of times, was able to hit the one-winged angel, which wasn't easy because Sabre did a lot of damage to that arm.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing he needs to be able to do that is his left arm.
Yeah. Definitely.
So Sabre playing the joint manipulator, playing the targeting the limbs as well as he does, definitely gave Kenny a struggle. Not enough though, because picking up the win was Kenny Omega, and I feel like this propels him just a little one step further into reclaiming AEW gold. Or if
I know he was talking about wanting to challenge MJF.
Yes, he wants to challenge for the AEW championship.
I would love to see him as champion again.
I would too. Like,
I didn't really get to see anything much of his reign because I really wasn't watching back then as consistently. But I remember him defending it because we would cover, the pay-per-views, and I really miss
the last.
There's a couple people I miss
real
as champion.
title run that I remember him having was the belt collector gimmick.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he held the title anytime after that, because I just can't remember right now. But Omega as a champion is always in the benefit of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see him hold the gold at some point again.
Okay.
I gave this a B+. I do feel, as much as I love Omega, I said it on the pre-show, this was Sabre's match to win, and it should have been him.
Okay. All right, jumping into the next match, the Continental title, Jon Moxley takes on Bandido. Overall, with this match, there's not much to be said. It was a Jon Moxley match. It was hard-hitting.
It wasn't.
Well, it wasn't as bloody as you would expect a Jon Moxley match to be, but it was hard-hitting. There were beautiful counter moves between both men, really showing that this isn't the first time that they've really held a ring together. And Jon Moxley, just a little itty-bitty bit, if I can remember, of blood.
But not on Moxley.
No.
Bandido was the bleeder.
Yes, Bandido was the bleeder. But that was more hidden under the mask. There were moments...
And then, until Moxley went to go rip the mask and, it kind of exposed a bit of that eye where he was bleeding.
Yep. Overall, beautiful match, beautiful back and forth with it. Ultimately picking up the win was Jon Moxley to retain his championship.
One thing that they definitely touched on quite a bit, though, is how Moxley kind of has this unspoken level of respect for Bandido.
Yes.
And you saw it after the match, after Moxley picked up the win, he helped Bandido up. He called off the Death Riders they came out. Mm-hmm. I 100% thought that Bandido was going to get attacked.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He called him off. He helped Bandido to his feet, shook his hand. Nigel said, Bandido exhibits, my goodness, English is very hard today.
Clearly.
Exhibits the spirit that Moxley looks for in members of the Death Riders.
Yes.
And maybe in another lifetime, another story, whatever, maybe we get that. Bandido in the Death Riders.
Who's to say that we don't get it in the next year if the Death Riders are still a thing?
You need to figure out what the payoff is with the Death Riders. Because we still haven't had that, and they've been around for 2 years now. But my point is, Bandido definitely took Moxley to his limit. Moxley recognized that. Mm-hmm. And he, unlike what we're used to from Moxley of the arrogant, brash, whatever...
I think he has more respect for Bandido as a person than a competitor.
No, that was definitely the I respect you as a competitor thing.
Okay.
And if he didn't have his respect going into the match, he definitely had it coming out.
Oh, yeah.
It was, like I said, it was a fantastic match. It really could have been 50-50. It could have been either way. Well done match. For me, it wasn't the typical Jon Moxley match. Mm-hmm. He didn't really use any underhanded tactics. No. Death Riders didn't interfere, which thank God.
Yeah, I know.
And honestly, it was, if you look at Moxley matches, they're typically a little longer.
That's why I said it was a quick match.
It was relatively on the quicker side. For all of those reasons, I did give this a B.
That's why I say, when you look at the match in and of itself, it was a quick match, but it was what I see as a typical Jon Moxley match, where it was very hard hitting. There were, beautiful counter moves, because Jon Moxley is one of those that really, for being such a I see him as a smaller guy. He may be like a medium build, more or less, but he does more of the big guy moves. I'm going to give you all that I have in every single hit that I have, just like you'd see out of big, like, super big guys. So that's
Moxley's a really good hybrid.
He is.
Moxley's a really good hybrid of the technical, the in-your-face brawler, and he'll splash into the, if I need to hit the ropes, I'll come off the ropes.
Yeah.
So I love that about him.
All right, jumping into our next match.
Going into our next match, the IWGP, which I am, after all of these years, am finally learning what that means. International Wrestling Grand Prix. It's the parent company of New Japan.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
it's the parent company. It's the parent company to New Japan. I have been watching New Japan for I don't know how long, and I have never known what IWGP stood for.
Sir, you should have done your research.
I should have.
Yeah, like years ago when we started this ish.
We didn't really talk about New Japan.
No, nearly but you could have done it when we had the Forbidden Door for the first one, so you knew what you were talking about.
I don't. If I go back and look at our Forbidden Doors, I don't think any IWGP titles were really on the line, though. So, like, we didn't have to...
I believe there were a couple.
I don't think we had to dive as deep as we do now.
Okay.
The Global Heavyweight Championship defended by... I'm going to mispronounce...
Shota Umino.
Shota Umino. I want to say is how you...
Umino is the last name. Umino.
I was going to say, I'm going to mess it up, and I know I am. I apologize.
Shota Umino.
And he takes on the Death Rider's Pac, who we had just seen, we didn't see him come out with the rest of the Death Riders and helping Moxley celebrate his title victory. But from one Death Rider to
another.
Wanting to claim gold or keep gold.
To one trying to claim gold.
To another one trying to claim gold.
Yeah.
Now, it is important to note that they did touch on this on commentary as well. Umino was an original part of the Death Riders. Yes. He was very quickly excommunicated and replaced with Gabe Kidd. Now, with that being said, that played a lot into the story that was this match. It was a nice change. It was a nice change of pace from the first couple matches that we've seen, from the last two matches, because it got back into what the pace was for the first match.
Yeah.
Both men being very, very quick, very precise. Still, it was a lot of fun to watch. One of my biggest gripes is at one point Umino sets up a table outside and the ref is yelling at him that, hey, you can't use that. If you use that, you're going to get disqualified.
Yes.
Like, no tables, what are you thinking, what are you doing? But then, fast forward just a little bit in the match. Pac puts Umino through that exact same table. Where was the disqualification? Like, if you're going to yell at one for using it, where was the reprimand for the guy that actually did end up using it?
Exactly what I just did. Yeah.
Like I said, it was a fun change of pace, fast pace. Both men really knew each other. Shota definitely was put through the ringer by Pac. But Pac inevitably did come up short in his chase for gold as Shota got the win. Post-match, the Death Riders come home.
Okay.
And, you could definitely see the cruel intentions in their eyes. And then, now president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, makes his way to the ring, separates everybody, because, I'm sorry, but you don't mess with the ace. If you look back to the first Forbidden Door, what was that main event?
Ace versus...
Moxley,
yeah.
For the AEW World title, I want to point out.
Yep.
Like I said, great match, great end of the match. I loved every second of this, but fast forward now.
Yes.
A couple days later, an event in Japan. Shota, who at one point was injured by Gabe Kidd, and they're causing the excommunication from the Death Riders, now defended his title against Gabe Kidd.
Okay.
Gabe Kidd emerged victorious in that match.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Shota only got to enjoy his title win over Pac for about a week. Gabe Kidd is your new IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. Not that it had a ton to do with the Forbidden Door match that he had with Pac, but I think it plays into the story that is the Death Riders and their history with Shota Umino.
Okay. All right. Your grade?
I gave it an A-. Again, it was a fun match. Definitely a fun change of pace.
Okay.
I just feel like something was missing. I don't know what. I can't quite put my finger on it. But something was missing in that match to give it that A+.
Okay. All right. Jumping into the next match, we have the AEW Women's World Championship. Thekla. Sorry. It's the way I read it.
Thekla.
I'm going to point it out. It's the way I read it. Thekla takes on Starlight Kid. Now, we had talked on the pre-show about how we kind of got here. You did get to see the head director of Stardom, is it?
Yes.
In the front row.
Something Okada, no relation to Kazuchika Okada.
Him playing kind of a factor in this match. This started off hot, heavy. She wanted to prove this. Starlight Kid still holds a win over Thekla. They did spill to the outside, and the rest of, what is her group? The Triangle of Madness?
Yes.
The rest of the Triangle of Madness did come out.
They need to revamp that name.
Slowly getting interfered behind the ref's back to ultimately, in the ending of this, help Thekla pick up the win. There was a moment ending the match where she did strip Starlight Kid of her mask.
Yes.
The ref brought a towel, and she went over to the owner, producer, whatever you want to call it, of Stardom, spit in the mask, and
threw
then
it at him.
Proceeded to weakly beat him down as if he was like 2. He acted as if he was. Throwing the mask at him, laughing, and leaving. So the reign, as they say, the horrible reign, or the horror reign, whatever you want to call it, of Thekla continues on.
Dude, Thekla has been a very solid AEW Women's Champion.
This was my first interaction to her being in the ring, unfortunately, because of the fact that we had cut AEW out for so long.
I love. We did stop covering it on the podcast. I definitely still kept up with it.
Mm-hmm.
I love Thekla as champion. She's great in ring. Please stop letting her talk on a live mic. I was watching Collision the night before, and she was trying to cut this promo of, how she was gonna embarrass Starlight Kid and embarrass Stardom and screw Stardom for firing me and whatever. The gripe of the story going into this match. Mm-hmm. She just, as a speaker, she does not sound believable.
I
can't.
Out of anybody in their group, in their triangle,
Julia Hart is the best speaker.
I would say the one that has the best speaking ability is Julia.
Right after that, Sky Blue then took the mic and talked about how she was going to qualify for this survival of the fittest match going on Dynamite, and she also I do not believe a word coming out of your mouth, because I don't.
No. Honestly, yeah.
Julia
is the one that
Hart needs to just be the main talker for the group at this point.
If they're going to keep them together.
If they're going to keep them together. Otherwise, get her a mouthpiece, because it's very Asuka, Kairi-ish.
Your grade for this?
I gave it a C. It was, and this is just from my perspective, and you can tell me, you can give me more of your perspective if you would like to. I found it hard to stay invested. Outcome was pretty predictable, and I don't think the in-ring style that they put on matched the intensity of the story that they were trying to tell.
I agree wholeheartedly, honestly.
It was kind of a letdown. I had expected it to be a lot more vicious. You disrespect. You're representing a company that I hate, so I'm going to really be a B. And then, your Starlight Kid's supposed to be there fighting for the honor of her company, and she just... It kind of seemed like they were going through the motions of the match and not really trying to put on a match.
Yeah.
All right. So
Next
a match I was very much looking forward to.
Yes.
The Dogs challenging Cope and Cage for the AEW World Tag Team titles. The crowd singing along to Cope's entrance theme was absolutely beautiful, and I loved every second of it. And right away, this match showed, in a battle of generations, really showed everything that you needed it to show. It showed Edge and Cope trying to,
Edge and Cope?
Cope and Cage.
Yeah, there we go. Get the names right, sir.
Anyways, as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, Cope and Cage showing the pride that they have as a tag team and as champions. The Dogs really trying to show, hey, we're here to take over.
Yeah.
You guys are at the end of your careers. We're pretty relevant to the start of ours. Not really, but
more than they are.
But they're a lot closer to the beginning than
the end, like
Cope and Cage are. It was a really fun match. You know me, I'm a sucker for good tag team wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Sucker for good tag team wrestling, and that's exactly what this was. This was a tag team clinic. As the match is going on, David Finlay and I can't remember his partner's name.
Something Connors.
Thank you. So Finlay and Connors are really starting to gain the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
And Finlay grabs the shillelagh, shades of his dad Fit.
Yep.
Because if anybody remembers, Fit Finlay is his father. They touched on that history for a while.
Oh yeah, in the beginning they really talked about...
They were talking about how he's really done a good job of separating himself from his dad.
Because he's called his dad...
He doesn't care much for his father.
He called his dad something because he's never won a championship.
Yeah. He says he essentially believes he's better than his father, having won an actual world title.
Clark Connors.
Thank you.
And the other member of it is Gabe Kidd.
Yep, all aligned with the Death Riders. Woo! But anyway, going into the match, we're at about we're getting towards the end of the match. After again a lot of back and forth, we see David Finlay go to use the shillelagh. The lights go out. The Bang Bang Gang makes their appearance on the stage, and in the ring, a returning Jay White.
So happy!
I was happy to see him back. I don't think they needed to be involved.
I don't either, but at the same time, the lights went out, and it was so funny because Flash is sitting there, and he's on his gamer chair, and he's like, why did the lights go out? Because this is one of the points where he was actually paying attention, and he goes, why did the lights go out? I said, I don't know. Because they're going to get help? Oh, look, I see Gangrel. And it was a complete joke. But we're waiting, and I'm watching, and you start to see the face, and I go, oh my god, it's the Bang Bang Gang. And he's like, what? He had no clue what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, it's the Bang Bang Gang. You got Billy Gunn's kids, and then you got...
Austin Colton Gunn.
You got Juice Robinson, and Jay White should be there with them, because I don't know the other guy.
Ace Austin.
But I'm like, where's Jay White? And then I see him in the ring. I'm like, oh my god, it's Jay White!
I was super happy to see him back. I don't think their involvement in the match was really needed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to die on that hill.
Okay.
You could have progressed their beef a lot later. Mm-hmm. It is because of the Dogs that Jay White was out with injury.
Okay. That I didn't know. Again,
it kind of ties in to their beef, but again, their involvement in the match was meh.
Well, yeah, wasn't needed.
But with White hitting the switchblade on Finlay, it opens the door for Edge to then hit a spear. 1, 2, 3, retaining the gold. Who would have thought that in 2026 we'd talk about two of the three teams that really pioneered and changed what we know as tag team wrestling forever would be champions?
Right.
Because who would have thought Edge and Christian and the Hardys would be tag team champions at this point? Bully, get Devon on the phone, call WWE, all three major promotions, tag team gold with three of the absolute greatest, most decorated, most popular tag teams of all time.
Remember, they hung up the boots. They done.
Nah. Give me one more run. Because, like, in 2026, we're talking Edge, Christian, Matt, and Jeff Hardy as tag team champions of their respective brands. And you telling me, I know Bully still got some left in the tank.
Oh, we know.
So
it's the fact that it's Devon.
No, we're not talking DX. No. We're not talking
Lord,
DX.
No.
I love DX, but first off, can't neither one of them go no more.
No.
The New Age Outlaws are separated, have done a very good job of separating themselves from WWE. Now, it needs to be the Dudleys. Again, you're talking tag team pioneers, and as much as I love DX, watching them in their, going back and rewatching them, they didn't do a lot for tag team wrestling.
No.
They didn't do that till they reunited in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
They were originally just a ploy to get Michaels more over.
Okay.
I thought
it would have been more of a play for Triple H.
It was more the original idea of ravishing Rick Rude, Triple H, and China was, we're protecting Shawn. He's our champion. We want to give him this kind of extra backup because he was a heel.
Okay.
And then when he got injured, it was, we're catapulting we're letting Triple H lead to catapult to see if he's actually ready to, be a guy.
Yeah.
Because up until this point, you guys got to remember, Triple H's career doesn't end up what it is
if Michaels
doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
Because they were just going to shelve all of DX until Michaels returned from injury.
Okay.
And Triple H was like, hey, give me a shot to show you I can lead this team, to show you I can really be that guy. Put your faith in me.
Okay.
He had 6 weeks to get the team over without Michaels.
Yep.
Or it was going to get scrapped. And it was also Triple H's idea to be what, to get the DX faction at that time to explode, because, you were looking at The Rock and Stone Cold as baby faces. You didn't really have a good heel. He was like, I feel like I can do this. We blow up DX as much as, the money's on the table or whatever. Going back into the DX story, so, like, there was a lot there. But if I'm in 2026 and I want to see one last act of nostalgia, Edge and Christian, Matt and Jeff, and Bubba and Devon being tag team champions and across 3 different promotions would be absolutely amazing. Do I think I'll get it? No. But again, who would have thought this is tag team wrestling we'd be talking about in 2026.
Okay. So your grade for this match?
I gave it a B. The interference was unneeded. It was a great battle of the generations. It's textbook tag teams. Personally, I feel the dog should have went over.
Okay. Jumping into our next match, we have the Women's Owen Hart Foundation final, whatever you want to call it. Mercedes Moné takes on Maya World. From the get-go in this match, Maya World ran at it. She had the entirety of this match dominated. There was very little that Mercedes actually could counter on this. Anytime Mercedes set up for, what is it, the Moneymaker, she calls it?
Yes.
Maya had an answer. Anytime Mercedes set up for
a
backstabber, she had a counter. There were so many times where Maya World even sat there and did her own moves on her. This woman was so impressive, honestly.
And the couple times that she did hit that backstab, why did it look so awkward? She doesn't hit a traditional backstab.
No, she does not.
Like she used to. But, it was just really weird to see the way she executed it.
I want to say it's either Mercedes not really, focusing on the body of the person, because that's more or less what it looked like, and the fact of the height difference. There was no height difference between the two, so she didn't really have to jump up as high as she's had to for others, because you have to remember Mercedes Moné is a very short lady.
She is.
As is Maya World.
I was saying, Maya World ain't tall herself.
No, so I think it's, if I'm getting ready to do a backstabber on you, I have to jump up because I have to get my knees towards the upper part of your back. Whereas if I'm facing somebody myself, I don't have to jump as high.
You're right, but even then, she wasn't really hitting the upper to mid back. She was hitting more the mid to lower back
because she doesn't know how to make the jump work. And if you look at her normal backstabbers back in, she's more like her knees angle up right at the shoulder blades. It's the height difference.
Yeah, I was just like, it just looked very
odd,
ill executed.
Yeah. So going through this match again, Maya World did dominate a good portion of it. But unfortunately, the fatigue, and I can't say her heart wasn't in it, but the fatigue took over. She's never really been pushed to this limit. Mercedes Moné is the first ever 2-time Women's Owen Hart finalist, cup winner, whatever you want to call it. She now goes on to challenge Thekla at, All In? Mm-hmm. All In, at Wembley. So... I got nothing else. Your grade?
I gave it a B-. 1 predictable finish, like we all saw.
I think the wrong one went over.
It was a solid showing from Maya World, but you and I have talked about this with Desario to great lengths. Mm-hmm. Maya World shouldn't have been in this position to begin with.
Yep.
She shouldn't have been in, and it kind of showed. You could see the inexperience in Maya World.
Okay.
You can tell the experience difference between the two.
Yes.
And
but you can tell she had a lot of heart.
Okay, but heart only gets you so far.
Exactly why.
Heart only gets you so far. You gotta tighten the screws. The little rookie, silly mistakes that she was making are why Mercedes was able to capitalize when she was, and as well as she was able to.
Okay. Into our next match.
The 12-man, I want to say they called it what the heck did they call it? I want to say
Death's Door?
Death's Door cage match.
Yeah, Death's Door.
The Don Callis family.
And MJF.
And MJF.
Just throw in the world champion there.
AEW World Champion MJF take on Team Briscoe, represented by Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe. I'm missing some Konosuke Takeshita.
Yes.
And then
you had to pause and look at me like, am I right?
DC MJF was MJF, Jake Doyle, Kazuchika Okada. I always
mix the two up.
Somehow mispronounce part of his name.
No, you got it
and
perfectly.
I hate it. Who else is it? TNT champion Kevin Knight. Kyle Fletcher.
Andrade El Idolo.
And Andrade. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This match was so entertaining.
It was beautiful start to finish, honestly.
Start to finish. Immediately you started with anyway.
Very entertaining.
Very entertaining match. Started hard hitting as could be. One of my absolute favorite moments, the nerding. The gamer.
Oh my god. Okay.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I gotta point this out. When this came out, and I'll let you give this away. When this came out, I sent a video to Beast because I know he's had one of these before.
Oh, I definitely did too.
And I said to him, my exact words were, if you don't watch this show for anything else, watch it for this match.
This match specifically, because dude, they pull out, what is it? O'Reilly and Briscoe pull out two
controllers.
No. 2 book bags.
Yep.
One of the book bags contains an original Nintendo Entertainment System. It was so much fun to watch. He's sitting there, he's blowing in the cartridge. He pulls out 2 controllers, and him and was it Roddy or was it
Roddy?
Go at it, and they're abusing people with these controllers. Mm-hmm. So much fun to watch. At one point, I'm pretty sure they used it to try to choke somebody out. And then Kyle O'Reilly pulled the one thing that every kid growing up in the 90s and early 2000s had to deal with.
Yep.
He blew in the game cartridge, because if y'all remember, when the game isn't working, you take it out, you blow in the cartridge, then you put it in the system and you hope and pray that it works. He does it, gets the system in, smacks MJF in the face. Book bag number 2 contained thumbtacks.
Yes.
Contained thumbtacks. I'm trying to think of everybody that went into thumbtacks.
Darby Allin was one of them.
And I think Mark Briscoe was the other.
I believe so, but Darby Allin went face first.
Oh yeah, it kind of caught him.
It caught him on the eye and then on the eyelid too.
Which was fun. MJF, and them taking a shot at MJF for this, pulls out a broom. Pulled out a broom and swept the thumbtacks away. I think it was not Excalibur. Who was it? It was Tony Schiavone. He was like, I think this is the first sign of manual labor that MJF has ever had in his life. I was in the middle of drinking something when he said that, and I about to spit it all over.
Spit take.
Oh yeah. It was so funny to listen to. But if I'm MJF, I probably would have done the same thing. I don't want to be put through thumbtacks. That seems like
he's a bitch. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Let me put you in thumbtacks and see how much you like it.
Only if I get to put you.
No, I'm good. I just said I didn't want that.
All right.
Because it seems like it would hurt. You over here calling him a... Because he was being smart. Okay? Now, this was a lot of fun, though. Darby Allin with the... Roderick Strong with the hockey bag.
Oh my goodness, yes, this part.
Swinging that around, beating people with it, to then later find out Lio Rush is in the bag.
He terrifies me now, bro.
Dude,
I had
him being in the bag.
I had to look him back up.
The funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. They had an unfair extra man advantage, by the way.
Oh, shut up.
It was supposed to be...
That demon could have been on either side.
He was on Team Mark Briscoe.
Okay, but he could have been on either side.
He wasn't.
They could have paid the gremlin. All he wanted was MJF's ring. You could have paid the gremlin.
The Lord of the Rings reference that they made for the Dynamite Diamond ring and Lio Rush, because it was absolutely hilarious.
Because if you've seen Lio Rush, you know. But they're on the outside, and all you hear on the commentary tables, I swear to God, if I hear My Precious, and I'm waiting for it so I can send the video to Beast, because he loves Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God, I would have cried. It was too funny. But, they then... MJF orchestrates, because he's been calling the shots all match.
Yeah.
Is able to put down Lio Rush. Thank you, Beast. They wrap him in a chain and stuff him back in the bag.
And they kick the bag off the ring.
And then they kick the bag back under the ring. No.
I don't want you.
Fun match, fun moment. Getting into the closing moments, we have Jake Doyle, who up to this point has been the MVP of this whole damn match.
Oh, yeah.
I'm watching this match and I'm thinking, man, if Jake Doyle at some point don't break free, do his own thing, hold some gold on his own, screw the Don Callis family, because this man is showing that he is a talented dude. He carried the team on his back, and I loved every second of it. But... he's holding Mark Briscoe. MJF is lining him up with the Dynamite Diamond ring. Mm-hmm. And he's yelling at Andrade, no, you be the one to hold him. You be the one to hold him.
I think that's where everything really broke.
And that's where, because there was already tension.
Yeah.
Between those two specifically. And at one point earlier in the match, you saw that tension, and the Don Callis family had to separate them. Mm-hmm. So we get to that moment. He's like, I don't want to. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not the boss. Whatever.
Yep.
He reluctantly finally holds down Mark Briscoe just to let him go. Kick MJF. and helps Mark Briscoe set up for the J Driller. 1, 2, 3, Team Briscoe not only gets the win, but also gets
the ability for Mark to challenge.
Mark now has the chance at challenging for the AEW World Title, which was then confirmed to happen on this past Wednesday night's Dynamite, in which, oh shocker, MJF got the dub.
Can we talk about a couple pointers that you missed?
One of the things that I was really upset about for a while is it took forever for somebody to climb up to the top of the cage. Kevin Knight had climbed up to the cage, to the top. Darby Allin's playing chase. He grabs his book bag. There's kind of like a spark, sends him flying off, and then
into all the tables.
Into 2 of the tables, because they had set up 2 and then another 2 on top of it.
Yep.
So he went crashing through that first set. And then Darby hits a coffin drop into a crowd of people.
Mm-hmm. That was going to be one of my pointers. Can we point out the other run?
But, I feel like Darby should have coffin dropped onto Kevin Knight through the rest of the tables.
I feel like that would have caused a lot more damage, and we don't need Darby broken.
You're talking about a man that got hit by a bus and then climbed Mount Everest 3 days later.
Anywho.
Darby Allin is the definition of a human pinball and a human crash test dummy. I think Darby would have been fine.
Anyways, the last one that I want to point out is when Andrade did turn his back. He had a t-shirt that said F Don Callis
and F MJF.
And F MJF, which, very poetic, honestly.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun.
Your grade for this match?
I gave it an A+. I don't think you could have put together a more entertaining match.
All right. Jumping in.
I was A+. All of these guys had great shine.
Yeah.
Jake freaking Doyle.
There.
Enough said there, and you pushed forward so many different storylines.
I agree. Okay. Main event time. And I'm going to say right now, because I'm looking at your grade, I disagree. And I will explain why as we get through this. Men's Owen Hart final. Will Ospreay takes on Swerve Strickland. Hit this with me, please. This match was beautiful. And the fact that you have it at an A+ is diabolical. It's an S-tier match. That is fucking beautiful.
We didn't start talking about this till well after I submitted my grades. Okay, we didn't...
S-tier was always there.
No, we had never discussed going past the A+. Okay? But if I knew that was an option early when we started the grading system, yes, or the tier system, yes, this would have been an S-tier match, because, my God, what better, how much more perfect of a match could you have had?
I forgot what I was watching. I want to say, oh no, it was TNA. It was TNA, and I was waiting for this to bring my point up. I was watching TNA, and if you've watched the TNA, obviously we have, you know the ending to the Nick Nemeth Mike Santana match. They made a comment about the amount of blood that Santana had lost. And I'm like, the men in this match, well, Ospreay looked like he ran into a tomato patch and just had a lot of fun with some tomatoes.
Swerve wasn't that far behind.
Swerve looked like he painted himself. All right?
There was a lot of blood.
There was.
One of my favorite moments is the entrances.
Yep, I'll let you have that.
The very comic book-esque characters that both men portray.
And I remember texting you about this.
Swerve portraying Lobo the Galactic Bounty Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if they ever made a live-action movie, there's your guy.
Okay.
And Will Ospreay bringing to life Bane.
Oh, I remember seeing Will Ospreay come out as Bane, and I texted you immediately, and I'm like, hey, can I tell you who he came out as? And you're like, no. I'm like, darn it. I'm
really glad I didn't let you.
Oh, it was beautiful watching that fight. The
reaction I had watching it for the first time would have been tainted if I would have let you tell me prior.
Oh, I know. You're like that with a lot of these things. But honest to God, when you just hear me talking about this, have you ever seen me this excited about a match?
Yes, but it does not happen very often.
Exactly. This match was that beautiful. From start to finish, these men, obviously, they know each other so well. They had counter moves upon counter moves. Each man had to dig so deep. And it's not like...
And there was a lot of referee leniency on both ends.
Because
and they said it. They were like, he wants there to make... The ref is there to make sure that there is a clear winner. Because, like, the 10 count a couple times got tossed out there.
Yep.
We definitely laxed on the rules with a few of those stair spots.
Oh, yeah. The way that Swerve got broken open. Oh, my God. I remember watching that replay. I'm just cringing because it's like right by the eye that just got whipped into the side of the steel cage. It was,
Stairs?
It was, yeah, stairs. It was terrifying to watch, honestly.
But, man, like... There was so much to this match.
I'd go back and watch it a million times.
Oh my God, yes. But, like, to try to touch on everything that was this match, or try to touch on any specific point is hard, because how do you talk about certain spots without talking about others?
How do you talk about pure perfection? Like, honestly, we talk about great matches all the time. I don't think I've had a top favorite match other than this one.
One of the moments I had when watching this match.
Yeah.
Is I was terrified because, his alignment with the Death Riders.
Yep.
And as we were driving closer to the end of
Yep.
Nana's interference was fun.
Is known to happen.
It was fun, and it wasn't like it didn't take really a lot from it didn't take a lot from the match. But one of my biggest fears was Ospreay's alignment with the Death Riders. I 100%, when they started coming out, I was like, oh, they're about to jump him. They're about to jump Swerve to give Ospreay the easy win.
Yeah.
They all sat in that corner. Did not waver, did not move.
Nope.
Providing, being the ultimate support system.
Like me with you.
Oh my God. Like, again, because we've seen this Death Rider story play out for about a year or two now.
Yeah.
And their whole MO is never, I'm just going to stand back and support. It's, I'm going to get involved. I'm going to get my hands dirty to help you get the win or whatever. That wasn't the case here.
No.
And, oh my God, did I love every second of that.
But Will also, we saw he dug deep. He used some moves from the Death Riders from what he's been
I was going to say, he's been using, what was it, the Paradigm Shift, I want to say? Moxley's finishing move?
Yep, the Paradigm Shift. And... in conclusion, picking up the win
with a Tiger Driver, which he swore to retire after injuring Bryan Danielson,
was Will Ospreay is going to Wembley to challenge MJF for the AEW
and the
championship.
Post-match, the show of respect between Ospreay and Swerve before Swerve left the ring. And the Death Riders entered the ring to help him celebrate the moment.
The fact that they even waited for them to have that show of respect.
No, and it's the fact that I'm thinking, post-match, they're going to go in, they're going to help him celebrate, but now is when they're going to jump Swerve. Nothing about them being out there didn't make me think Swerve is going to get screwed right now.
No, and he didn't.
They stayed so hands-off, and I loved everything. I cannot credit it enough.
Oh yeah, no, like honestly,
I cannot say any more good things. Like, it is an A+, S tier match. As if you look over at my notepad,
you have nothing written.
I have nothing written down because how do I summarize this match in just a few notes?
Right? No, there's no way you can.
We're talking about it to the length that we are, and I don't feel we're doing it justice.
No,
this is one of those matches that if you think we're overhyping it, you need to watch for yourself.
Absolutely beautiful of a match.
If you feel we're not covering it well enough, it's because you watched it and you're realizing right with us.
There's not a good.
You
there's not
can't
enough words.
cover this well enough.
No. So after the moment with the Death Riders, we got to see Will Ospreay's wife. She came. They shared a kiss. They walked to the back. And then I want to point out something else. Next Wednesday, on Dynamite, he comes out, and he's got a little token on his trunks on his pants. The Death Rider symbol.
Yep, he is officially branded with the Death Rider's emblem.
What do you see going forward? Do you see them
I don't
hyping him,
get.
or do you see them?
I don't get the storyline. Like, just a year ago, in Wembley,
Yep.
you tried to break this guy's neck.
So,
What is the payoff here?
I think we see that at Wembley.
I hope so.
I think come Wembley, what's going to happen is they're going to stand there. They're going to be by his side. I don't think they interfere. I think it's the same thing that happened with Swerve. They stay there and they watch him win. And then Jon picks the bones and says, I want you at All Out. I think that's what happens, honestly. And, you know, if it does, part of me's for it, but I need Will to win it.
Yeah.
I need Will to show that he can overcome Moxley.
So you see them pretty much doing to Ospreay what they did to Bryan.
Yes.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah. Because that would make it the best payoff without injuring anybody in the head.
So speaking of things that are going into Wembley.
Yeah.
Omega made his intentions known after the Mark Briscoe MJF main event.
Yeah.
Laid out the challenge. I want to challenge you for the title. If I lose, I don't challenge again. The Bucks pointed out, hey, you're not the only one of our guys that has been, has fallen victim to this with MJF being because of MJF. Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
First name that comes to mind. But do we see MJF Ospreay or do we see Omega Ospreay come Wembley? Because Beach Break-In is before this.
Oh, and that's when their title
match.
You know what? I don't care. Either way, Ospreay walks out of Wembley champion, and you set up his path for the Death Riders.
All right.
Honestly, he can go against MJF. It would tell a beautiful story. He can go against Kenny Omega. It'll still tell a beautiful story because of the fact of the opponents that he has.
The quality.
Not only him and of himself, but the opponents that he has. It's going to be, I guarantee it, an A+ match, whether it's MJF or Kenny at Wembley. And then you set up for the Death Riders at All Out.
There we go. All right, y'all. That concludes our Forbidden Door recap.
We hope you guys enjoyed the show just as much as we did.
We will see you again for SummerSlam.
Yep. All right. We hope you guys loved it just as much as we did. With that, we are out.
Later.